something into something, get everything we deserve. Pray that we...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of It's Whatever with the Bishop. I am your host, Bishop Bang, and I got my co-host with me, Funny Man Jeff.
Yep.
And we are in the building today. It is Saturday, the day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's the 15th.
Yeah.
And, you know, we normally do this thing where we read off a little bit about our guest. But this guest, her info is kind of public knowledge. Mm-hmm. And most people know who she is. But
the research was easy. Because typically what we do is we'll kind of go on some investigating, call around. Maybe if somebody has a Facebook page, we'll kind of peruse it for a little bit. And then what I do is, well, both of us come up with questions. And it's my job to ask these questions or kind of say what you do, who you are. And usually I get everything right. But with you, it's like it's public information. So it's like, it was too easy. Yeah. So I'll just read off some stuff.
Okay.
Try to give you a thorough introduction. And then we'll just go from there.
I like it.
All right.
Cool. So this is some of the stuff that was given to us. And some of the stuff I didn't even know. So you were born in California, raised in Virginia. Let's see. You went to Boston College, mother of two, a boy and a girl. Let's see. You've been in office for 7 years?
State rep, but then on city council, another 7 years.
See, okay, yeah, okay. So 4 terms in your current office, right?
That's right.
And then you're running for your 5th right now. Election time coming up.
Yes.
One of the reasons why she's here. Okay. Are you engaged?
Married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whoever gave us this, we're coming back to him.
All right.
But I was an amazing guy.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so yeah, you were on city council. And I didn't know this. You were a news anchor for News 21? Shame on me for lack of watching the news. Okay, so you are big on education and minimum wage reform.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get to know her more. We're going to keep rolling. I just wanted to give some sort of a background right here. We have none other than an amazing individual. Somebody, I did your event before. She let me do some comedy. I had to keep it clean. And you paid me handsomely. Thank you very much. Give it up, everybody. And Angel Fox's boss, who was here not too long ago. Yes. Give it up, everybody, for Miss Patty Kim.
Thank you.
Hi.
Somebody put almost married. I'm like, sorry.
It's been like
That what it said?
16 years now.
16 years. See, so I finally got one wrong. All right.
Hi.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. You guys are making this comfortable and fun and relaxed. So I'm happy to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're not here to drill you or anything. What is your goals? Okay, so California. What made you move to the East Coast? Was that the parents or?
Yeah, my dad. We had a business in La Jolla downtown, and it wasn't doing well, so my parents had to pivot. And my dad worked for the Pentagon, or with the Pentagon, as an engineer.
Okay.
And so we moved outside of Virginia.
Got you. Yeah, my wife, she lived in Northern Virginia, and she said a lot of folks who work in D.C., they move outside of Maryland, Northern Virginia.
Okay.
I like it. She lived in like Reston and then in Herndon.
Yeah.
Those sound familiar?
Yeah. And I went to a public school, Fairfax County, which is one of the best.
Okay.
And so I have that standard.
Yeah.
I know we're going to talk about my issues later, but I have a standard of what public education can look like.
Okay.
And I want that for her as well.
Yeah, my wife's son, my stepson, but that's my son, that's my oldest.
That's it.
He went to, before they moved back up here, he went to elementary school in Fairfax. And nothing against our school district, I'm a product of it, I love it. It's not the same as what it was, but it was a drastic change to come from a school in Fairfax, and he ended up having to come to Roland. Oh my goodness, it was a drastic change. He was like a far ahead, you know what I mean? So it kind of, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, so I know his education. He's far beyond his time right now because of that school district.
Yep.
Yeah.
The different quality that it's funded. So that's something I want to work for.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, whatever
It's your
we left
floor.
out.
Yeah, it's your floor.
I mean, thank you for that timeline. I think I'm called a politician.
Okay.
And I feel like one of those people who, weighed 500 pounds and now is like at 190, and that anybody can lose weight.
Okay.
If I could do it, you could do it. And I
Okay.
feel like that's how I'm with being a politician.
All right.
I didn't expect I could do this. I didn't really wanted to in the beginning. But I got that conviction
Okay.
that this is something I need to do. I mean, if you look at me, middle child, shy, really insecure as a kid. I mean, my voice was like mousy because I didn't have that confidence to talk. and then to be said, this is the direction you want to go because your passion is there.
Okay.
It's incredible. It's
Okay.
incredible. Yeah. So I'm here to work. I love on people, and I love on their kids
Yes.
hard.
Yes.
And if I could do that for as long as I'm healthy and my family's here, I'm going to do that. My mom died when she was 60. So in my mind, my life could end at 62.
Okay.
So I got to work hard. I like your theme. Was it prayer, grind,
Yes,
and
yes.
That's
Believe,
how I
succeed, yes.
that's how I operate.
All right.
We don't know how much time we have here on Earth, and I see Tarina, on your necklace. So let's do what we can while we're healthy and strong, and with our faith. And I think we can make a big difference.
Was it a big jump, like coming from the news to getting into politics?
So one of my first times as a news reporter, I was so nervous that my voice would quiver in the microphone, and my boss would be like, "Patty, come on, come on."
This is live. It was
It
live.
was live. So just how far I've come. I've
Right.
learned to build that confidence, learned to talk to all different types of people, to be on stage, so to speak, to public speak.
Okay.
And then that was actually a great transition into politics.
Okay.
In the newsroom, it was all about the viewers, Now it's all about the voters. We have to
Okay.
connect with them. We have to deliver something
Okay.
to them. And so it was a great transition. And I mean, I can do research, I can speak, I can communicate,
Okay.
everything you need in politics.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. When I first met you playing kickball, she showed up to a kickball. I was like, she's playing kickball. It was like, yeah, Andrew, that's Patty. I'm like, oh.
I met her bartending.
So I
And
was like,
she booked me for the lip sync battle.
I was like, okay, okay, she's out here playing kickball, so that was real to me. I definitely felt the love, and I was like, it was genuine. You felt it authentic, so that was big.
Thank
Like,
you.
okay, she's real cool. He was out there laughing and joking. I was like, okay, this is what's up. I don't see that. I never, So you're like the first politician that I know, think like hands on that. Like I feel people know can reach out to and do so much because I'm not familiar with that.
So I have moments where I'm in the state capitol and I'm in this beautiful building and there's chandeliers of gold and I'm just like, how did I get here? Like what happened? And I'm
Right.
like, you know what? I'm not going to answer that. I'm just going to keep the door open and keep
Okay.
bringing all my friends and my family and my constituents. Let's be at the table before they shut it down.
Okay.
So I try to be everywhere. I'm not into fancy hotels and dinners and blah.
Right.
I want to be where everybody else is,
Okay.
and then help bring those resources to regular people.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
he was out there picking up trash and walking and cleaning up neighborhoods. That was big. That's definitely big. And it's who you are. So it's not what's that word you be using where it's for pictures and you normally say it's like photo ops.
Yeah. For ops. Yeah.
So it's way bigger than that. So
Yeah, because you're active out in the community even when it's not election year.
yeah.
Thank you.
Because most politicians, is that the time they show their face? Do you even like being called a politician?
I hate that word.
Because I was thinking that like this week, because we already knew you were called. Like, does she even like that word? Because she doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you come off as
Right, yeah, a person of the people. So, okay, so what do you like to call yourself then? A public servant? Like,
Patty.
Patty, I'm Patty. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Elected official. Being elected is hard,
Okay.
and so I'm very proud of that. We just had to collect signatures. We only need 300, but we're going to probably get about 1,000 signatures. And you see the fun part of being a politician. I was on stage with Hillary Clinton. I introduced Bill Clinton. I can do all the fun, big stuff.
Okay.
But it's very humbling. I have to. First of all, people come and think that I can solve all problems.
Yeah.
And I can't. My heart wants to, but I
Right.
can't. I don't have, if I had a buttload of money, I would give it out every single day when people have their rent that they can't pay and they're about to get evicted and they have kids.
Okay.
Kills my heart. I don't have that money to just give away.
Right.
So that part is very hard. Asking people to vote for you. Election time is employee evaluation time.
Okay.
I like you, but I don't like how you did X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
And sometimes with, companies, you do it privately. Mine is public.
Right.
You know, I got haters out there, and
Right.
that's fine. That comes part of the
Territory, right.
territory, but
Mhm.
it's all public, you know, so it's humbling.
And
It's humbling.
I will say, you call them hate, but it's real. It's a real hate because you don't have nothing, and it's not saying no one's, but you have nothing to hate on. So
We're amongst friends, and I so appreciate you. But you know, some people don't think I'm, you know, fighting for the right things, or I'm not doing enough, and that's fine. It keeps me humble, and I know what I need to do. And if I win, or when I win, I'm going to be a better politician.
Right. But just like any other job, like, I'm pretty sure you have somebody to answer to as well. Like, I wish my civics class is fresh up. Like, you have to answer to somebody, right? So even though you might want something for the city of Harrisburg, like, you got to grab the budget from somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I have, you know, 64,000 people that I need to serve.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have we have money
Mhm.
that 203 state reps from
Mhm.
across the Commonwealth are trying to grab and get.
Okay.
So I'm getting dirty, I have scars, you know, and then I bring a little bit, and then my constituents are like, is that it?
Right,
You know,
right.
but you didn't see the fight on Capitol
Right,
Hill
right,
that I'm trying to get.
Right.
Being a woman, looking different, you know, can play a part, but then you learn how to use that strength, you know.
Okay.
If I can charm my way into getting more money, I'll do it. I won't do anything illegal,
Right, of course,
right,
of
right.
course.
but I'm going to use my strengths, you know,
Yeah.
to get what I need to get for my district.
Okay. So you're a mom too, right?
I'm a mom.
2 children.
15-year-old girl and then a 12-year-old son.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's a juggling. Have to make sure everything's balanced.
But what I love is that I think in our generation with our kids, it's all about our kids.
Mm-hmm.
My kids, we don't revolve around their world.
Okay.
It's actually around my job.
Okay.
Mommy helps people.
Okay.
So when you have to stay home and mom's at a meeting,
Okay.
you're helping people too, Brielle
Right,
and
right,
Ryan.
right,
You're
right.
part of this ministry that
Right.
we're doing together.
Right. Doing your part.
Yeah, and I feel bad because, you know, I'll get the accolades, but my kids just don't see me often.
Mhm.
And then I have a husband who, you know, is very supportive as well.
Okay.
But this is a team job, family job that we do, that we think we need to.
So the husband has to wear multiple hats. Like, he has to be the homework help some nights, and
He's at Costco right now, and he's picking up my daughter from musical
Okay.
practice.
Mhm,
I mean, that's how we make it work.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you said it was big on education, and
minimum wage reform.
Yep, no wage.
are we jumping ahead? Or
No, I like these subjects. This is what I'm passionate about. So when I first got into this job, you know, I prayed. I said, God, we have so many issues.
Mhm.
What are some things that I need to focus on, laser focus on, because I can't solve all problems. And the criminal justice reform, or the expungement, was the biggest one that came to me.
Okay.
People would come and have meetings and say, Pat, I need a job. You know, the state has so many jobs. I said,
Right.
okay. And then they'll say, well, you know, I do have something on my record. And I just saw the embarrassment and the shame. And I'm like, oh, your record? And they're like, yeah, I did something, you know, 20 years ago, but it's still on my record. And so after, like, you know, the 15th, 20th person who said that, I'm like, okay, God, I got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
I got it.
Right.
I'm going to work on
Do
that.
something about it. Mhm.
So I teamed up with Jordan Harris out of Philadelphia, state
Mhm.
rep. Great guy. And that was the first thing that we worked on, was to expunge or seal certain charges on people's records.
Okay.
We wanted to do all nonviolent charges, even felonies, you know.
Okay.
But we had to compromise. The District Attorneys Association didn't want that, so they said M3s and M2s. And helped a little bit. And then the next 2 sessions, we did added M1s, and we made it automatic. So there is a great movement, even though it feels like baby steps,
Okay.
that we're working on to help re-entrants get a better deal in life.
Okay.
So that's exciting.
I should have came through on that. I know, one of them lettuce.
Angel said, "Come by."
But yeah, that's been going on for a while. It's been successful.
We've made some movements. It's,
Okay.
you know, if I can get felonies off people's records,
Okay.
you know, 20, 25 years of a clean record, oh my goodness. I think that
Okay,
that
that's
would be the
big.
life-changing part, yeah.
That's big, and it sticks with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I wish, and I'm glad that I've kind of helped change that, the perspective or the reputation of ex-offenders, that you're not bad for life.
Right.
You were bad, or you made
Made
a
a
dumb mistake for that
yeah,
moment, and then you
yeah.
just carry it
It doesn't
throughout.
define you.
It doesn't define you. And so, you know, with the opioid crisis, Now we have people in the suburbs and in the rural area who are addicted.
Yeah.
And now start to steal and do other things to help their addiction.
Right.
Now it's not just a people of color issue.
Right. Yeah. It changed. Yes, it has.
Now that it affects people in their backyard and you're in the rural area, they're like, we need reform.
Right.
So we had to be really patient to have it affect people outside the city to make some changes. And I'm sad about that, but we're seeing some change, and so I'm going to be grateful.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it normally works. So yeah, it's in their backyard. So now it's
an issue that we need to address. Minimum wage is big too. At Pennsylvania, we're still at $7.25 an hour. $7.25 an hour is $15,000 a year.
Yeah.
So is that still the lowest? Are we still one of the lowest?
So it's still nationwide, but other states have increased it.
Okay.
But we are one of maybe 20 states that still have it at $7.25. Are companies and businesses paying more than $7.25? Absolutely. But there are people still working in fast food for $8 an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are studies or a stat that says if you are a single person in Dauphin County, no kids, single person, you need $36,000 to survive. To pay your taxes, to have, a car, food. $36,000 a year.
Yeah.
You add a kid,
Yeah.
forget about it. How do you survive?
Yeah.
So I've sponsored that bill. It's my bill, and we're pushing hard. I think we might get it to $9.50 an hour.
See, and you said this is statewide.
Yeah.
See, now Harrisburg cost of living is not that high, and I know we live in Harrisburg. When you think about somebody making $7.25 in Philadelphia,
Oh my gosh.
where the cost of living is starting to
Much higher.
right,
That's ridiculous.
that's wow. I don't have nothing to say. I'm just like, it boggles my mind. And then now that I'm about to be 33, so now that I'm married with a family. No, but like I didn't think about stuff like that 5 years ago. But then when you look at it now I'm married with kids and student loan debt and all that. Like that's bananas that people still pay that much. I make a little bit more, but still.
And if we bring and $9.50 is not what we wanted. My bill is to $15 an hour.
Yeah.
But $9.50 is going to push everybody up a little bit so that we can have more of a living wage than
And, I think that brings down crime rate. It changes. I feel even though money shouldn't, but like it changes the mood. It changes people's determination. It changes a lot.
or even your work.
It does.
I have 21-year-olds who, didn't go to college or trade school or whatever, and they're like, why would I work?
Right.
Why in the world would I?
Right.
I'll go 40 hours a week and I'll still need to pay my bills.
Right.
I'd just rather stay home and collect.
Right.
And so just the mindset, it messes people up. Like, you need to be paid for what you're worth.
Right, and it'll make some ambition.
Yeah.
It'll spark a flame under people to get out there and look and be more
Productive and have hope that I can go higher.
Mhm.
The harder I work, the more I make.
Okay. Yeah.
And it would, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it would free people up from not wanting to cling to the system as far as like welfare and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Food stamps and all that good stuff. Like if you need it, you need it, I can dig it, but if they didn't have that to lean on that, you know what I mean? So, it's a shame.
So, going for what is your? I know people don't have like resolution. I don't want to call it that, but like, what is your? What we say a model? You have a model for this year? Do you have something that? What is your agenda for now going into this election? Like, do you have?
What is your yes we can?
Yes. Do you have one?
So I, we made some strides with criminal justice reform. Minimum wage, we're this close to getting to a higher minimum wage, and school district still needs a lot of work.
Okay.
So, not proud to say this, but I'm a late bloomer. I come in and I just watch people for a whole 2 years. My first year, I just watch people, and then I realize, okay, how can I fit in? What are my strengths? What do I need to do more? I've been doing this for almost 8 years now. I'm like, I got this.
Right.
Like, I'm walking down the hallway. It's like, what's up?
Yeah.
I know people. My network is bigger, so I know I can do more.
Okay.
I'm looking maybe to go into leadership in my caucus. I can do so much more now.
Okay.
And bring more stuff home. To I got it going on, and I'm confident, and
Okay.
I just want to do more and do better.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, because my mother works for the school district. And like I said, I'm a product of Harrisburg School District. I also went to Math and Science Academy and all that stuff when it was at Riverside and at the New Roland. You know, my mother told me, and she didn't say this in a malicious way. I graduated high school in 2005, and as I got a little bit older, she said, the teachers that, if I offend you, I apologize, but the teachers that truly cared about the students, a lot of them retired and moved on or maybe even passed away around like right after my generation came out of high school. But see, I feel that, but then I also look at it too, the parents also might have changed after my generation too, because I see a lot of parents, like my one son, he's known to cut up. Sometimes his mother would always come in with the attitude, well, what did you guys do to him? And I know there's a lot of parents out there who probably feel like at school their children can't do any wrong. So it's like, and you can touch on this as much as possible. I know you have to, you know what I mean, but do you see those things though? Like, because I know like some teachers are probably there for a check, or like some kids, if their training isn't the best at home, they come and disrupt. So
Yeah.
I mean,
we can
I don't want to make this uncomfortable,
No,
but like,
it's not uncomfortable. This is real. This is what's going on in our schools, and we need to talk about it. So I see a couple of things. I see teachers who come in, they're young.
yeah,
They could probably get loan forgiveness for coming into an urban city. They come with a good heart, and they come in feeling sorry for the kids. They're sympathetic to the kids.
Yeah.
But that doesn't help them learn. Because then you bring down the standards. Oh, these kids have so many challenges. Let's just lower the standard and then keep them going, right? Until you stay there long enough, where you don't retire too early. You have empathy, but you know their potential.
Right.
So you're going to push them,
Right.
even though it may hurt them or make them uncomfortable, but you know deep inside
Right.
they have
This
the
is what you
potential
need.
to be an astronaut, to
Right.
be a doctor, so they're going to push you.
Right.
It's a whole different way of teaching.
Okay.
And that's why we say we need people who more of color, who've been in this area. I think of Duhan Abdullah. He lives in the city. He has great kids. He's been doing this for 15 years.
Okay.
And he teaches. He's not in and out, in and out. And we need more men with that passion. You can do better. Go.
Right.
And then we have parents. And I'm not going to talk about those kids, because at least those parents are in tune. But we have some of those kids who have gone through stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Ugly stuff.
Yeah.
Traumatized, seeing homicides.
Yeah.
How do they go to school and learn?
Right.
When a lot of stuff just happened the night before. So I want to make sure we give those kids the resources, the psychologists, the therapists, the social workers that they need to get their head on straight, to be able to study and learn.
So, a question.
Yes, sir.
I read that schools are only as strong as their community. So, with that being said, it was saying that school districts, because the community is where you learn first. However you are in your community, it's hard to take that off when you walk into the schools, because if the communities are not put together and lifted up in harmony, they're like, what they used to say, it takes a village. So like if the village is tore down, then most of them coming in the school is not going to function.
They're going in broken.
Yeah. So it was saying that in order for like successful schools to even strive, it starts with the community first. So what do you think about that?
So, let's do what is working. And I see Nativity School.
Okay.
I know that I have some people who have kids there, and I was like asking the parent, like, what makes this work?
Right.
We're in the city, they're all urban kids, what makes this work? And the mom said, it's the parents' involvement. You have to make a commitment to the school and to your student, or you'll get kicked out.
Right.
Okay, and so we have good teachers there, a great principal, Mr. Mohammed, but the parents have to be committed.
Right.
And you were touching on a little bit, my son is the second Jesus, some of the stinking thinking that we have a little bit, where we're like, okay, how can I look? I realize that when we have, and I experienced this, when we are a hurt community, in the beginning when I was doing this, don't you dare tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because first of all, I already know it, and now you're pushing into my wounds,
Right.
I'm going to back off.
I never thought of it like that.
Back off.
Right,
So we
right,
have a
right.
lot of parents who are
Okay.
insecure.
Okay.
They know they're not, and then you tell them your son, push back, and so now we
Yeah.
have chaos,
Yeah.
you know, instead
Okay.
of, okay, you know what can I do better? And that
Okay.
takes a long time to have that security to be like, okay, I hear you, maybe I did something wrong, how can I fix it?
Okay, like more. I am big on pushing value. So instead of, hey, this is what's wrong and why, you add value to them. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you have to be revert. It's like it's reverse thinking, kind of. You know, instead of I say speak to the strengths of what they do. And then that way you encourage them in what they do. So then you show that you really
Build a trust,
yes,
a relationship.
Yes. So you see, okay, you noticed that. Oh, you picked up on it. So then you'll be able to give more, and it'll change. I think it's more with me. I feel it's paying attention and not putting everyone in the same box. Know the individual. Know the individual of each parent. I would feel. I mean, I'm not in the school, but that would be my approach. And make it my mission to find out who every single last person is. I mean, it might take long, but you got a whole school year. You know.
You just affirmed what I was thinking about. You know, if we have the kids who are so-called troubled, the bad kids,
Right.
which they're not, you take each child and their family and do casework.
Yeah.
What's the matter? What's going on at home? Dad, mom needs a job. Go to Patty's office.
Yeah.
We get you those resources, and we do one child at a time. Because we can put all the best teachers and superintendent, get out of receivership.
Yep.
We're going to still have the same problems.
Yeah. And some people might feel like, oh, that's going to take long. But we have the time. You have to even if it might take a year, it might take 2. You have the time, and it might just take that tedious process just to get it right. Because some people, I don't have it. You have the time. Like, especially if you put yourself in there, I feel that you have to do the unordinary. You have to do something that is just above what we're used to, because it's been the same way for so long.
Yeah, and it's going to take longer. It's more painful, but that's how we're going to truly change the school district.
And I feel it'll get better, because then you'll be able to give the next teacher, this is what you need to do. And you build a formula. You just keep what works. You hit or miss, keep what works, and it'll get better. But it starts with the individual process. So, my question before off of that. Do you fit, because I know I don't know who, I never know who's running against who. I just come out and vote for the people that I know, that I'm voting for. Do you feel you have any problems as far as like being elected, or because you're like a shoo-in, like, you don't think?
I can't.
You can't feel that way? All right, that's what I'm asking. I'm just
That's how
asking.
people lose when they
I'm
get
just
all
asking.
comfortable and
No,
take
I mean-
things for granted.
But you're doing your job. And I'll say this is me. This is not you saying it. This is me saying it as you are giving value to people, and you're touching lives in a way that I wouldn't think no one would want anything else. It's heartfelt for you, and that's important. My thing I've been learning this week is, are you selling? Like, people sell stuff, but don't add value. I feel adding value to what it is you do and add value to people, if that's the first important thing, that's overselling anything or selling yourself, because you add value. Value is the important thing that brings people to love you for who you are, and that is appreciated. So it's big. That I feel, just commending you, giving your flowers while you're here.
Thank you.
That is something that I see is big that you do, and I would hope that anyone that would be running against you would know that that is the main thing, and it's hard to can't sell nothing else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't. Value is important. You would like, that's like going somewhere, right? And you and someone's like trying to sell you something. They don't know nothing about you, don't know your name. But hey, I want you to buy this. The important person would know, let me learn a little bit about you. Let me find, I'm going to use me for example with my clients. Now, I'm selling fitness. The fitness is not the big thing. Like, that's just part of it. I am installing value because, see, the more you care about yourself, the more you love yourself, the better you'll be for the fitness that I'm work. If I just say, come in and lift these weights, da 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 da, and I don't know nothing about you, I don't know what makes you move, what makes you tick, what you love, what you like. I have to learn these things about you and care, because I know first, let's say, I care about people. So in order for you to do right and live the best of your life,
Yep.
I have to know what you love and what motivates you, because then that way you go out there and do great, you get promotions on your job, you're going to make more money, you're going to feel better, you're going to exercise right, you're going to eat, you're going to look better, and guess what? You're going to tell the next person, hey, I found myself,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he helped. That's what I'm selling.
Right. And even though you guys split or the contract is over as a trainer, they're going to continue
Right.
improving themselves
Right.
without
And then-
you over them saying,
Yep.
you got to do one more rep, got to
Yep.
do one more, I got you.
And then they tell the next person, hey, this is what you need to do.
That's right.
Now that person's lifted and moving forward. Now, what I get payment from is the energy. That's what I believe.
That's
That
your
goes up
paycheck.
and it comes in. That's what makes me happy.
Okay.
So, you know, and I
That's
feel
very encouraging.
I see that from you. So when I say, do you have to worry? I feel that,
Wow, that was a deeper question.
you know, so I
I
feel
get it.
that, you know, what you got going on and what is needed. So it's kind of nothing you have to worry about.
Thank you, Brian.
So,
Thank you.
you know.
How do you add value?
Well, I'm living proof on what he just said. I've been with him almost a year now,
Yeah.
and lost almost 45 pounds.
Wow.
Actually, next month I celebrate a year of sobriety. I sobered up right after
Yeah.
getting with him.
That's
Almost
not
a year
bad.
of sobriety.
Congratulations.
Oh man, my marriage improved. Side work has picked up. My wife just started a company. I helped her start her own construction company. So, yeah, we have somebody in common named Amy. I was promoting my story. Amy came in. How many pounds is Amy down?
60.
60.
She just saw me sharing my story. So what I picked up from him, I put it out there for others as well. I share my recipes, my smoothie recipes, some of my diet. It's not that I try to help people sober up, but if somebody, I didn't have a huge problem with alcohol, but I was the one who, I went to work. I did everything I was supposed to do, but I like to keep it going a little longer than what you should have. So I know people who may struggle with that, and it might not be alcohol; it could be something else. I just let them know that I went to therapy. I'm kind of over some past things I've been through because I used to suffer from bad anxiety and depression. So I just take my journey and I share it with others.
Good.
In hopes that, hey, maybe they pick up on something. If not, it's okay, because you'll be ready when you're ready. I wanted to sober up years ago. So.
Right. And I like your examples. You know, we can all look good and speak well, and people are like, I can never be like you guys. I mean, fit and muscular and all that stuff. But the more we are more vulnerable and we share our stories, it's just contagious. Because we're all, I'm sorry, messed up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're all just trying to improve and do better. Because I do watch you and your cute wife, you know, after workouts. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could, you know, work out and be fit like you guys. But when I see that you're a real person, then I'm like, I can do that too. Like, it's not that hard. I just have to kind of do it. I get to be the news reporter because I used to be a news reporter. Like, what helps you guys push through that pain? Whether it's like that last rep where you feel like all muscles are ripping apart, or you really want that drink. Like, how do you guys get past that? You know, like sometimes, like I don't want to get out of bed. Sometimes, like whether it be a little bit of anxiety or I have to do that speech. Like, how do you push yourself out the door?
I'll go first real quick because he has me big on this. You get to a point where you take your time serious, and then you get to a point where you're setting goals. Because there are times I don't want to work out. Now the drinking, well, I'd be lying if I said once in a blue moon I didn't, you know, think about it, you know. But it's the goals you set forth. I got a goal in mind. I can't turn back. You know what I mean? I can't. And then there's another thing. that we talked about in the podcast not too long ago. Now that I'm putting myself out there as this person who is celebrating all these months of sobriety, I'm down all these pounds, because now I have a home gym now. It's not as spruced up as his, but I got like a baby den. So if I'm putting myself out there, I'm doing all this stuff. Now I got to be accountable too.
Oh, okay.
Because now people are watching me.
Right.
If I slip up, now I didn't let somebody down who might have began their journey because of me.
Right.
And then the last thing is my kids. I just had a daughter who's going to be 4 months this month.
Oh,
and then I got 3 boys. So it's like 3 minority boys in society. Like, they're looking up to me. I was blessed to have a father start a construction company my senior year of high school. And it's flourishing. So it's like, I got to be that model, that role model. You know what I mean? Because society, it's not what it used to be. It's getting crazy out here. But if you set that foundation, then things are still going to happen. Like, I got in legal trouble while I was in college a couple times, but curiosity killed the cat. Wrong place, wrong time. Like, just being dumb. So things are going to happen. But if you instill those morals and values, it'll come back. And last thing, I'm probably taking everything he's going to say, but my bad. Sowing seeds too. You know what I mean? You're sowing seeds. You got to plant some stuff. It'll come back. With fitness, I'll say this and then I'm kind of done, but fitness is a marathon. Because some people, they see these fad diets, or they think that this guy got like how he got, or it took me a year to get to where I'm at. I'm nowhere near done. Like, it's a while to get on point, but you learn over time to appreciate the small victories.
Yes.
Okay. Journey.
Yeah, because my scale, he tells me to stay off the scale. The scale for me will still do this, but my pant size is still decreasing. You know what I mean? Like, my shirts, I have to go shopping again. You guys gotta fund for
to
that.
look good. Yeah.
None of my shirts fit, so but it's a beautiful thing. So
Yeah. Good problem.
Yeah.
People are my purpose. I don't know how I don't know, because I was not a people person.
No.
Yeah, not me. But I am so a people person that I feel that I don't hesitate in the morning. I don't have that. I don't not feel like it. I feel this is my purpose to help the next person succeed. Like, I live for that. Like, I actually look forward to meeting my clients. I look forward to each person that comes in. So I have to stay accountable, because only a good leader goes first. So I can't ask you to do nothing that I haven't done. And I can't tell you about exhaustion and how hard it will be if it wasn't hard for me. So I do set goals that are kind of, and I go after them. I believe that everything that I put my mind to will happen. It's just in due time. But like, people, you don't understand. It makes my heart smile. He's not the only one. Like, when you see not just the fitness but you see people do the necessary things, and then you see the positive that their life comes out. So then you think, like, how am I not going to make it? Because it works for the next. So the more I add value, I feel that the more God, in turn, the universe, is going to give to me. And it's not just monetary, because I'm happy, and it's not a joy that fades. Like, I know happiness is an emotion that fades. I have joy; it doesn't fade. I love what I do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not work. I enjoy these people when they come in. I enjoy when I see a husband go home and their relationship's better with their wife, with their kids, and just their overall health. It makes me better. So then I know I'm living my purpose. So I wake up in the morning looking forward to it. Yes, you can cry. Yes, it's going to be hard. But guess what? Outside them doors it is too. So if you can overcome this, you definitely going to overcome the things that come up in your life. Because see, we'll talk about, like, things come and it fades. But like I always say, your time, don't rush time. Like, if you ever felt, I don't got enough time, yeah, you do. Time, when you respect time, time will respect you. And that's with your list. Be prepared. Make lists of what you have to do. Do it in order and have some structure. And you know, because sometimes it be chaotic. Life can get chaotic, then everything else falls apart. But if you're not here, you're not mentally here, and your heart's not up for the marathon, you're not going to make it. Yeah. So you have to be prepared and work all muscles. I am just big on, you have to feed this and do what you have to do in order to grow.
Yeah, I started reading books because of him.
Yeah, like, you'll see all the opportunities. You start to pay attention to them. You start to actually understand okay, maybe it is a formula to how life works. You just don't live. You have to add purpose. Everyone has one. You're doing yours. You're doing your part. So the next person, hey, I got an opportunity. Even you talking to them, that's big because you set the time. And I have people tell me, hey, you should sell that workout plan, or you should do this. You should. Nah, I'm gonna just give it to you because that'll make you better. You know what I mean? I had a guy drive from Maryland, never trained before, came, and he sowed the seed, but it was just so big. Like, he was like, I've been watching you. I've been watching your interactions. I've just been watching your posts, and that was big. So I gave away all free training.
Wow.
You know, for that, because it was. And I was like, okay, it serves a purpose. Because sometimes we run into that roadblock, like, is this really? But then I'm past that because I know it serves a purpose. You know, it feels great. I'm good. Like, you know, I just want people to be happy.
I connect with you because I understand that purposeful feeling, and it's almost indescribable.
Yeah.
You know, we can use all these adjectives, but when you lay in bed and you're tired, but you know you did something good that day, it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get a paycheck. And I just wish if we could tell the kids, instead of giving them stuff, which I do all the time, which is it's needed, you know, free coats and free this and free that. If you give them a taste of adding value, now you got me on that. You know that I'm worth something because I've helped someone get to the next level. Life changing.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Life changing. You know, and then that passion gets you to a certain area, and then they pay you to do something that you love to do.
It's not work now.
It's not work anymore. It's not grinding. It's, I'm happy to do it. So
it's nothing. You know, where most people be tired wondering how. Not me. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm energetic. Look, they be like, "Can you sit down?" That's just me. Like, I'm cool. I am having because my life wasn't always here, and where I'm at now is just indescribable, and I'm grateful. I'm just grateful, man. I just to see people.
I can see that in you.
Him, he makes me so proud. Like it's just it is. It's a couple of them, man. I just be like, just look at them, and then I see people coming to them, and I have people come to me. Yeah, I seen Jeff and his story, and to me that is big, because hey, listen, man, just come do what you need to do. Everyone has that opportunity. No one's left out, and I feel that I know I'm not in the school, and I you know, I sit back and I watch. My kids are in the school, and I make sure that me doing my part is making sure that my kids are up to par when they come to y'all. That my kids are respectful. That you don't have to exert yourself teaching my kids because they come willing to learn. So I might not come do security and do events and stuff, but my kids are coming well ready to learn. That just they're going to be in society as good from the love that I give them. So I feel, and even with the other kids that's there, hey man, I'm out there. I just watch the parents and just watch people, and it's just like love is missing. So I see that teachers that come with love, because even if they're not picking up what you're teaching, if you show love and you show real concern, kids will pick that up, especially if they're not getting it at home. You know, you'd be able to have them move the world for you, you know. So.
And I've spent not a lot of time with your kids, but some time, and they just have this spirit of fullness, like I'm complete, you know, and they say their thank yous, and they're so cute. So you've done a really good job with your kids.
It. So, you know, I try.
Good kids.
Try hard.
Yeah, I can tell.
So it's definitely good. But we thank you for coming. Is there anything you want to add or anything you need to tell the people before you depart from us?
I believe in the big plan. You know, I don't think God says I'm done yet. You know, if He says, you know, Patty, exit gracefully to the right, I will. But I don't think my time is done yet. I think I still have some things I need to do. But I'll leave it in His hands and in the voters' hands. But, you know, I'm good.
Let me ask you this. Are you content from where you're right at, or is there another level that you want to go from where you are? Do you like where you're at?
I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. Okay. If there's an opportunity to serve more people, including Harrisburg, I'll take it. Okay. I'll take it.
That'd be some hard shoes to fill. Let's move on.
And for those who don't know, can you let them know when the election is?
It's a little bit early because it's a presidential election. April 28th. It's usually in May, but it's April 28th, of course, Tuesday.
That's during the prelim, right? At the
Yeah,
preliminary?
yeah, primary.
I'm so sorry, primary, there you
That's
go.
all right.
Been out of school for a while. Primary.
April 28th, yeah.
April 28th.
April 28th,
Come out
y'all.
and vote. Mrs. Patty Kemp.
Mm-hmm.
I never met your husband.
He's a good
He don't
kid.
come in the hood with you, do he?
Yeah,
When you come to the
he
hood?
will.
Oh, he does.
He will. Oh, one last
That's
question.
right, baby. Go ahead and handle
How
it.
did the lip sync battle get started?
Um,
Because that was an awesome event.
Thank you. You did great.
Thank you. Try to keep it clean.
You did some political jokes. That was funny. I liked the show. It was fun to watch. I
Mhm.
said, why not we do it here locally and then tie it with a good cause. The
Mhm.
first one was, I think it was helping homicide victims' families
Mhm.
get the needs that, whether it be funeral costs or
Oh, okay.
therapy or whatever. And then we moved into domestic violence
Mhm.
survivors raising money. But I do like the Clean Front. We do have a lot of issues. We have
Mhm.
a lot of challenges. But if we could just all step away from it, come together,
Yeah.
laugh at each other,
Mhm.
have fun. I mean, George Hartwick as Beyonce. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so ugly. He's such an ugly woman. But we laughed. We raised money. So
Mhm.
we try to do that every year.
Yeah.
And just encourage each other.
All right.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
All right. We enjoyed you. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
This
So
is
glad to
big
be
us.
here.
We appreciate it.
Anytime.
She said 12, okay, because we normally go late, but whatever Patty said, we will be ready. And we're going
Yeah, I'm doing a
it.
side job right now. I'm in the middle of painting a house on 2nd Street.
no, what I mean
No,
is-
you are fine because I got my guys there. I said, look, I gotta go. I'll be right back. So I changed my stuff, ran here, and I'm running back. But I couldn't miss this one.
Thank you, Jeff.
Not you. I couldn't miss that one.
You guys are great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we thank y'all for tuning in, and remember, go out and vote, do
Mhm.
your part. It takes a community, and we appreciate you for coming out.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Peace.